All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're doing a total breakdown of just a single, absolutely heart-pounding minute of raw body cam footage. We're going to map out the complete atmospheric and emotional journey of a rapid real-life forest rescue. It's a sequence that literally takes us from the absolute height of tension in a pitch-black environment right through to an incredibly heartwarming reunion. There is just a ton happening in these 60 seconds, so let's jump right in. Before we even get into the footage, before the officer's camera even clicks on, we really have to wrap our heads around the agonizing stakes here. That's 3 hours. That is how long a young child has been reported missing, alone out in the dark. It just sets this incredibly heavy, terrifying baseline of urgency before the first footfall even happens. The clock has already been ticking for way, way too long.
Okay, let's dive into this. The footage starts in pure motion. The officer is already sprinting. You hear the heavy, rhythmic breathing, the sharp, sudden crackle of radio static breaking the silence. Dispatch to Unit 12. Missing child reported near the woods. It's chaotic. It's deeply urgent. The audio right off the bat acts like this racing, heartbeat percussion. There's no slow buildup here at all. We are dropped immediately into the heat of the pursuit. And then, boom, the environment abruptly shifts. The officer enters the woods, and suddenly the sheer vastness of this pitch-black forest just swallows the lens. They're guided by absolutely nothing but a single, bouncing beam of a flashlight slicing through the dark, and the audio totally pivots, away from the police radio static to the chillingly quiet sounds of nature. Just the hum of crickets and the incredibly loud, deliberate crunching of leaves under the officer's boots. The isolation of this dark environment hits you instantly.
Now you might think panic would set in here, right? But the officer stays completely locked in. They rely on this methodical 3-step sensory procedure to cut through the chaos. Step 1, that flashlight is doing a continuous visual sweep of the tree line. Step 2, their eyes drop to the dirt, actively scanning for footprints or broken branches. And Step 3, they're using auditory tracking, actually pacing their own heavy footsteps just enough to listen for any out-of-place sound. It's a hyper-disciplined way to find clues in a place that's literally designed to hide them.
Which leads us directly to the first major turning point. Right at the 10-second mark, the flashlight beam catches something in the mud. Small footprints. The officer breathlessly whispers, "I think I've got a trail." It's this super brief micro moment, but man, the relief is massive. It instantly narrows this endless, intimidating forest down to a single tangible path.
But the tension? Yeah, it spikes right back up almost instantly. A strange noise echoes from deeper in the woods. The officer stops dead, points the light into the void, and calls out, "Hello, is anyone there?" And for a second, there's just agonizing silence. We are waiting in complete suspense right alongside the officer. And then, you hear it, faint crying in the distance. It's the confirmation that completely changes the trajectory of the night.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how wildly fast this all unfolds. 5 seconds in, the officer enters the woods. 10 seconds, footprints spotted. 18 seconds, faint crying. From there, the camera just becomes this shaky, sprinting point of view as the officer races toward the sound, totally fueled by adrenaline. To see this pursuit happen in real time, under 60 seconds, is just staggering. And then, the frantic sprinting just stops. The bouncing flashlight beam finally settles, and it reveals a small, scared child huddled near the base of a tree. The intense, chaotic energy of the search just evaporates in an instant. Like, if this were a movie, this is exactly where that rapid, pounding score would melt into a soft, emotional piano melody. The tense atmosphere totally drops away, and we shift from a desperate pursuit to a gentle, quiet discovery. Now, what's really interesting about this is the profound vulnerability we see right here. Looking up into the flashlight, the child simply says, "I couldn't find my way home." Wow. It's such a raw, honest expression of a completely universal fear, isn't it? Being lost, being in the dark, and just wanting the safety of familiar walls. It hits right at the emotional core of why those 3 missing hours were so terrifying to begin with. The officer totally reads the room, recognizes that fear, and immediately drops their tactical posture, getting right down on one knee to the child's eye level. They offer the exact reassurance needed. "You're okay, we're getting you home." You can see the kid just nod. The emotional relief here is honestly palpable. The protector has arrived, the search is finally over, and all that overwhelming fear is just allowed to wash away. And then we get the ultimate payoff. The dark, isolating shadows of the forest are replaced by the bright, flashing red and blue lights waiting out on the road. The officer and the child walk out of the woods together,
toward that absolute safety. And we get the final confirmation. The child is safely reunited with their family. It's just the perfect, uplifting resolution to such a high-stakes event.
So it kind of leaves us with this thought. In an age of endless noise and nonstop news feeds, isn't it amazing how a brief, totally unscripted moment of rescue can just completely restore our faith in humanity? This one single minute of footage holds a massive emotional arc, from paralyzing fear straight to the soaring heights of relief. It's a great reminder of the good that happens in the shadows when people step up. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep your eyes open for more inspiring stories like this, and I'll catch you next time.